Hey, hi, good evening, friends, and thank you for joining us on a Friday evening. And we'll try to make it worth your while. So, the session today, as you can see, it is all about progressive exercise. And, I am Prasanna, and if I have to provide you with a brief sort of an introduction as to what progressive exercise is, I would, just put in a little bit of my own example. So, I was a person who never exercised. That was one. So from a never exercising person to a person who exercises regularly is something which is a good amount of progression. But I'm used to a certain type of exercise. So I want to move on to the next level. So moving from one level to the other is also a type of a progression in exercise. And my friends, if you are trying to achieve certain goals in your life, the goals might be as simple as losing weight to as complicated as losing fats and gaining ideal muscle. So, in all the aspects, obviously, nutrition plays a very, very important role. We all know that. It doesn't make sense that you have had a very, very good workout, and post workout you're just gorging on all sorts of carbohydrates and stuff. What actually need or your body needs is proteins, fats, more of vitamins and minerals. So having said that, we have one such wonderful person, who followed our program from the United States of America, and she has been a good, she has actually set a good example in terms of number one is that distance doesn't matter. Number two, after losing weight, she didn't give up on the fact that she always wanted something called as a continuous improvement. So, without wasting further time, I'll just introduce you to our speaker today, Mrs. Nyaneshwari Palkar, who's a good friend of ours and who's going to walk you through the her journey. So, over to you, Sona. Welcome.
थैंक्स प्रसन्न पीपल और जो मेरी रात है और हेल्थ अवेयरनेस की बात है तो शुरू करते हैं सो मैं ये बता रही हूँ वो स्लाइड पे भी पता चलने वाला है व्हाट इज प्रोग्रेसिव एक्सरसाइज तो है ही पर मेरी लुक वाइज भी आप देखोगे कि पूरा प्रोग्रेशन हो चुका है सो इन द फर्स्ट पिक्चर एट एक्सट्रीम लेफ्ट I was 25 kgs overweight. So I was overweight, but I never felt like I was overweight because I could buy clothes that I liked. But some serious joint injuries and then the depression that came along with it and the helplessness that came along with me with it triggered me to lead a healthy active lifestyle, and that transformed me inside out in the sense that my mental blocks were removed, which helped me to remove my physical blocks. Like I had dislocated both my knees in 2014. At the same time, I had to travel to the US, and the worst part was that I traveled with wheelchair assistance. The kids were running behind me. They were really young. They were less than 10 years old. They were running behind the wheelchair, and it was I was in tears right now. So when those bad memories are coming back to me, but hey, this is no time to run over spin, cry over spilled milk, but go ahead and keep on moving. And this is what is all about. Keep on moving. We are meant to move. This body is a machine and it needs to be worked. And how are we going to do that? Let's take a look at it. So we work on four pillars. One is food, the second one is exercise, water, and sleep. So today I'm going to talk about exercise. So हमें लगता है कहाँ से शुरू करें? तो शुरू से शुरू करते हैं. So the walking is very natural to us. We are meant to walk, we are meant to run, but immediately you can't run. As kids, when we progress, first crawl, then we walk, stand, then we walk, and then we run. This is the way I started as well. So first thing was that I was huge, so running wasn't for me. So my coach, who was guiding me from Pune, I was in Boise, Idaho, as you can see from the pictures. So my coach told me, Sona, we need to go slow because of your injury. So let's start with walking. So I started with a mile walk, which really took more than 20 minutes for me at that point of time. And then slowly, as I was reducing weight with proper nutrition, good food habits, and accurate exercise. Why would I say it is an accurate exercise? Because that is the one that was helping me to reduce weight without injuring myself. So I started with walking. My coach guided me that water walking would help me as well, as it would put no pressure on my joints, and it did do wonders to my joints. And gradually, while progressing, I moved from walk to jog and then to run. Oh wow, it was so much fun to run in the snow. यहाँ पे snow नहीं दिख रहा है because it was just about time to snow, but this is the picture was clicked just right before it. Yeah, so ये हो चुका था. I was progressing, I was gaining strength, and then what's next? It started snowing, so I couldn't go out much. So that time we had सूर्य नमस्कार टू द रेस्क्यू. या आप ये घर में भी कर सकते हो, कभी भी कर सकते हो रादर. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज दैट इट इज अ गुड कार्डियो and strength exercise. It's the way you do it. So initially I started with Aswari asked me to do your 12 Surya Namaskars. I was like, oh my god, are you sure you want me to do 12? Because heavy. She said, just start with it, take breaks or do whatever you want to, do sets of 3, but you have to do 12 Surya Namaskars. That's how I started. And slowly, gradually, you won't believe, I started doing 108 Surya Namaskars. Initially, it took time, but later on, I could do it in less than 25 minutes. So what was the benefit that I was getting? Is that it helped me to prepare myself for body weight exercises, because you bear your weight when you're in the plank position or in the Parvatasana position. So it was helping me training myself for body weight exercises. One of the favorite exercises because it helps me spiritually as well. So emotional well-being, physical well-being, and spiritual well-being. So I was working on all these aspects. Next was I was already prepared. So what was coming up next? Yeah, keep waiting, guys. And that's weight training. So as you can see in the extreme left picture, I'm sitting on a chair and then doing weights. Why so? See, we don't want injuries. We want progressive exercise. So gradually we are going to go ahead. Immediately, I did not jump. I did not go to any gym and started picking up 20 kg weights, say dumbbells, uthao or dhappa dhap. No, you need to get trained with a good trainer. And that's when my good friend Prasanna kicked in, and he himself is a qualified trainer. He helped me with weights. He introduced me to kettlebells and dumbbells. So that's how I started. We told I'm going to go slow. So initially, you chair. So there was no excessive pressure on my joints. And the way I progress is in the next picture, you can see I'm doing weights with my son. Yes, you are right. You will be amazed that he is a 18-year-old young man, and I challenged him for a dumbbell lifting competition sort of a thing. And it was super fun. Trust me, guys, it's amazing when you challenge teenagers to do some workout along with you, because of course, age is of course on their side, but then when you challenge them, it gives you a different kick and a high. So that is how I started training myself. And then now I'm doing regularly strength training on a regular basis. I make sure that I do it at least thrice a week. What I feel is that after you progress in exercising, strength training should be done at least twice a week, because that is the time that helps you to build on good muscle mass, because that is when muscle tear happens, and that is the time if you eat right, note of it, if you eat properly under the guidance of your coach, it will help that this exercise is going to benefit you like anything. And this is how I'm progressing, working on myself, and my next target is to follow some sport, and that is going to come soon.
So basically, from whatever Sona said, we have many takeaways as such, and the most important one what we have put across is that don't treat exercise as a punishment. See, exercise is not a way to punish your body, because once you get into the groove, and once it's as simple as what Sona explained, that earlier she had trouble walking because of her knee problems. Then suddenly she realized that she can do a mile, and later on, when she started slow jogging, she realized that she could do the jogging. And slowly and steadily, after losing 25 kilograms of weight, it is, my friends, 1 kg of weight lost from your body is equal to 4 kgs of weight lost from your knee joints. So 25 kgs of weight lost is equal to 100 kilograms of weight lost from our knees. And automatically the postures, automatically the pace, the stamina, everything is bound to improve. What also another important thing that she highlighted during her journey is that you are meant to move. Friends, in today's world, and especially with a situation in hand wherein most of us are working from home, we have to ensure that we are moving, if not every 45 minutes, but at least every 1 hour to 1.5 hours. We are moving from our seat, we are getting up, and we are doing some sort of a stretching or the other. So your coach will be the best person to tell you as to how you can include some stretching, some sort of brief muscle contractions, so that you don't get stiff, your joints don't get stiff by sitting at one place. And if you do that, if you sit at one place, if you become stiff, and after a week if you join the workout batch again, it is going to be a nightmare, believe me when I say this, because soreness is going to trouble you like anything. And again, we go back to the first statement that don't treat exercise as a punishment. Exercise is a way of life. Exercise is something which is the most critical and the most important step when it comes to maintaining your weight. Let's say you have lost 34 kgs of weight, 25 kgs of weight, fantastic. If you want to maintain this weight moving ahead in life, you need to work out at least 5 days a week. Okay. And that is exactly what we tell our clients as a part of the maintenance program. Then nutrition is of utmost importance. Now, when I say nutrition, nutrition is not limited to taking the shakes, taking the supplements. Nutrition should be there as a part of each and every meal that you are consuming. So when I say nutrition, you should try to see if your meal, what is in your plate, gives this answer that I'm eating 40% of complex carbohydrates, 30% of good fats, and 30% of proteins, most of it which is class 1. So we've also had one of the sessions which you can find in the YouTube channels, is a session by Advait where he had given the importance of doing strength training. Cardio is important, 100% yes, but strength training is equally important. And Sona has highlighted a very important fact that ladies especially should not shy away from doing strength training. She's a mother of an 18-year-old, and what more better testimony than this, that at this age she is trying to inculcate a competitive spirit in her entire family. Next is ask an expert. So whatever training Sona has done, they have always have been under some sort of supervision. So even when she was in the US and we were trying to guide her from here, we used to receive snapshots, we used to receive video clips of her while running, while doing a jog, and accordingly we used to help her make the required corrections. So always ask an expert, because YouTube, Instagram, believe me friends, it is good for showing off, but it doesn't teach you anything per se. You cannot try doing one-handed push-up or push-ups with clappings and etc without getting injured. They are done by experts. So always go to an expert and see what is good for your body, and what is your current lifestyle. Are you working in the night, are you working in the day? Everything. Do you have a medical ailment? Everything is something that your coach will consider when trying to outline a specific workout plan for you. And combination of both cardio and strength is equally important. So very simple. If you're doing a 5 kilometer walk, and if you're taking ages to complete that, when I say ages to complete that, means you do 5 kilometers walk in, let's say, 1 hour 15 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes for that matter, you are not going to lose any weight, because you're not going to burn any calories. You are going to experience more of fatigue and soreness. Now the same 5 kilometers, if you're able to do it in less than 50 minutes, now you're talking. And that is where, my friends, the fundamental of your heart rate being sustainable in the aerobic zone, which is around 70 to 80% of your maximum heart rate, that matters a lot, because that is exactly where the fat burning happens. So I did 5 rounds of my society, 10 rounds of my society, but I took 2 hours for it. It is not going to help you at all. And this is exactly where the expert opinion, the coach, comes into picture, where he or she will try to push you to your limits. So yes, combination of both cardio and strength is essential, because for lifting weights, you need to have a very strong heart, and strong heart will come only from cardiovascular exercises. So these are some important takeaways that we could highlight from whatever we heard from Sona's story.
So for me, the takeaway was one day or a day one. It's your choice. We have to decide. एक दिन हम लोग करते हैं, 8 से शुरुआत करनी करनी है, and that is where I decided I am starting today, and so I did. And while my journey was on, I was helping myself. I could say that I was inspired around me. So they were asking me, of course, I was in the US at that time. So जो भी मेरे आजू बाजू में community में जो लोग थे, they were asking me, so now you are looking different. Like you're looking good, your skin is glowing, we can see that you're reducing. So जो reducing part था वो ज़्यादा भाया मुझे, and I was fitting into nice clothes. My husband was like, अरे shopping बढ़ रहा है, but that's okay, we need to do that. So that's how things work. And then was the time that I thought that I should tell them that what I'm doing, but how to do that. I was totally a naive person regarding that. And that is when my coach stepped in. I introduced them to my coach, and that's how they were being helped, though we were distance apart. And the best part was what really gave me immense pleasure was that people around me whom I could help, they were saying that, Sona, तेरे वजह से मेरे जिंदगी में positive change आया है. That gave me so much pleasure. अभी मैं बात कर रही हूँ, मेरे रोंगटे खड़े हो गए हैं. So this is the thing. And when I came back to India, people were like, ये कौन सा नया package आ गया है? Again the same thing followed, and that's how like I was inspired by Asawari and Prasanna, and now I was inspiring others around me and helping them lead a healthy, active, and a happy lifestyle. So you can do the same. Please ask about our Share and Care program. Definitely, it will give you the pleasure of helping someone while earning some handsome cash back. So make sure you talk to your coach and ask about the program and spread happiness, wellness, and health everywhere.
Yeah, and as a part of the concluding remarks, some key points to be highlighted again. So one is women should also be doing strength training. The age doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. Second, you should also take a look at some of the videos that we normally post on Instagram about women doing Hindu push-ups, or some, we call it zors in our language. You should take a look at that, and you should try to see if you can do this, obviously in consultation with your coach. Third is most important part, our body is made to move, so we better keep it moving. Very, very simple. Fourth is the workout part is something which is probably 1 hour in the 24 hours we all have got. What we do in the other 23 hours will be the deciding factor when it comes to reaching or achieving our goals. How much do we sleep? What do we eat? What do we eat in every meals? Do we have long gaps? How much water do we drink? All these things are going to matter when it comes to you achieving your goal. So exercise is something which cannot be dependent on or depended on as a silo. It has to be followed in conjunction with something that we call as a lifestyle correction program. So thank you so much for listening to us today. And I just hope that this health talk might have refreshed quite a bit of memories of many of the people who are there on the call, and might have provided a starting or a stepping point. Yes, I can start from this point, and I can very well try and see how this takes me forward. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. God bless you. Take care. Have a healthy weekend and enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.